10 seconds.
Okay, welcome everyone to day 6 of the Sir John Ritblat British Open World Tennis Championships 2023. You're joining us here in the quarter-finals of the doubles competition, and we have the pleasure of watching Rob Fahey and Nick Howell enter the tournament at this stage. This is their first match of the tournament. And today they're up against Lewis Williams of Leamington Road Tennis Club and Levi Gale, Preston Hall Road Tennis Club. Levi and Lewis won their first match 2 days ago in round 1 against Will Flynn and Ollie Pridmore, which we will talk about very soon. But today your commentary team is myself, Jack Josephs, the professional at RTC, the Royal Tennis Court in Hampton Court Palace, and today I'm joined with Josh King.
Hi guys, welcome. You picked a goodie to watch if you are tuning in now. We've got the number 2 seeds, Nikki and Rob, playing Lewis and Levi. So here we go, stats on screen. So Rob Fahey, a sprite 55 years old, 3 in the world doubles ranking. Of course, playing primary club Oratory. He's been there for must be 3-4 years now.
Just look at those stats on the screen there. I mean, he's been world champion for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. Although it does say 2009 3 times. So I'm not sure what's happened there, but. We're in for a real treat here. 55 years old is Rob. 55.
His partner Nikki Howell on screen now. These two are a seasoned pairing. They tend to play doubles together. They're a very strong pair. So Nikki Howell on screen, 37 years old, number 5 ranking in the world for doubles. Primary club Aiken, which has moved to in the last couple of years.
So a really interesting matchup. We've got 2 youngsters in the real tennis world. I think Levi and Lewis both roughly around 27, 28. Is that right, Josh?
I think a little bit older. We might see in a second. I've got a feeling Lewis is 28. Levi's, yeah, I think you're right. I think 27, 28.
Yeah.
I corrected you, and then you're absolutely right. Career highlights. Here we go, Nikki Howell. World Championship final, of course, yeah. World Championship finalist in 2019. Australian Open champion 3, 2018, 2020, 2023. British Open champion 2018, 2021. Pretty good list there. Here we go. This is their record as a pair. Here we go.
So obviously Levi and Lewis will be looking to cause a bit of an upset in this match today. They did really well, I think, in their first round against Will Flynn and Ollie Pridmore. They came through that in 4 sets, 6-2, 2-6, 6-2, 6-4. So it should be a really interesting match. I think Will Flynn and Ollie Pridmore really coming through at the moment. So I think that could have definitely been a bogey match. So they did very well to come through that, I think. And now they've got the reward of playing Rob and Nick here. They'll have nothing to lose. So Josh,
everything to win.
What do you think? What are your predictions for this match?
I mean, smart money's on straight sets win for Rob and Nick on this one. But I can definitely see Lewis and Levi pushing those 2 guys. I think there's a chance they could nick a set. I don't think they'll do much more than that. But hey, anything can happen.
I've just seen a stat on this the stream here with Levi Gale, Australian Open finalist. I've not seen that before, but Do we have?
Wow.
Can we get confirmation of that? Ben Gatenbeek,
Can we control Z?
if you can hear us. Levi Gale in the Australian Open final.
Oh, you're on it. There we go.
Yeah, this year.
Wow.
That's
gone
something
past
that's new
me.
to me.
Yeah.
I mean that's gone very under the radar. I've never seen that before, and
It's in the doubles, remember?
It's the doubles.
It's in the doubles.
There we go. That's why. Okay.
Still,
Well,
still impressive.
Still impressive.
It'd be really interesting to know who they beat in that, who he played with, but maybe we can save that for another time. But that's yeah. If you're sitting at home on your computer, have a Google, see who Levi was playing with in that Australian Open doubles final, who they played against, and comment in the live chat. We'd love to know.
Here we are. Here's the IRTPA World Rankings for doubles. Obviously top. Well, got Camden and John top. Camden's playing with Tim, his usual partner of this tournament. They're playing later on this afternoon. I think they're on last. You've got Nick Howell and Rob Fahey as the 3 and 4 in the world rankings. So a strong pairing.
Very strong pairing. It's interesting that Tim's, I think he was number 6 or 7.
On silent or turned off.
Okay, here we go.
Go and get a beverage or whatever you want to do. Introducing the players. At the hazard end we have Levi Gale and Lewis Williams. At the service end we have the number 2 seeds Nicky Howell and Rob Fahey. Best of 5, 6 game sets, love all, play.
First game, Rob serving to Levi, love all.
Good start.
What a great start from Levi and Lewis there. Lewis's
15 love.
trademark shot, that main wall dead on. Be looking to find that a lot this game, as much as they can from that receiving end.
Fault.
Rob starting out with the underarm twist here.
Interestingly, Rob's first game of this tournament, obviously not playing the singles, having retired from the singles game. So it'll be interesting to watch how he starts. I'm not sure how much he's been training or preparing for this match. I'm sure it won't take him long to get back in the groove. Lovely exchange here. Just caught the edge of the tam, but no room for
15
Levi to work with there. Great shot from Nicky. Effortless touch from Rob there into the timbre. It's interesting the racket he's using, Rob. I've never seen that before. It's an interesting design.
What it is.
Maybe it's a personal design, but
So I think what we're seeing in terms of the serving, we're seeing lots more drum twists, high walls, bobbles, demi PKs. I think typically you'll see the railroad served less in doubles, just because it gives the chance to for a forced return. So you'd much rather have someone full PK early in the match. You'd much rather encourage a chip return in doubles than a forced return. So both sides will probably be sticking away from the railroad in favour of some sideball serving.
looks like we've got Rob starting up defending the galleries here early on. It's an interesting tactic. I'm not sure if that's what they're going to go with the whole match or they're going to change it up, but at the moment from this start it looks like Nicky is playing at the back, Rob at the net. Perhaps that's because Nicky's tuned into the tournament. He's played a couple of singles matches already. Maybe this is just a tactic to get Rob sort of fired up and moving again, and then perhaps they'll switch that up. But
yeah, it's an interesting move. In the past we've seen when these two play together, often Rob will cover the back and Nicky goes at the net. And that's what they've done the last few times they've played, but this time they've swapped around. It seems to be working for them.
It's an unforced error there from Lewis. I mean, it's good to see him trying to take the game to his opponents here. I think they're going to have to.
Yeah, I don't think
Use
he'll
those
be
cut
too
volleys.
unhappy with a few of those. I think you've got to be giving a bit more than you would in singles. So you're going to end up with a few more errors. There's just no point in kind of floating a ball in. If you're going to go for it, you've got to go for it. Keep the pace up. Make it uncomfortable.
Oh, it's a great rest.
Ooh.
Great rally.
I think Levi just saw Rob edging towards the middle of the court then.
Nice and aggressive volley from Lewis.
Yeah, it's good play.
Followed it up very well with that force. One game all. We've got a game on our hands already.
Shot.
15 love.
Oh, he'll never lose that. A cracking shot into the winning gallery from Rob.
15 all.
To make it 15-all in this third game of the first set. Great finish from Lewis.
Great turn. There's not many players who will regularly turn inside that ball, but
30-15.
Lewis seems to any chance he gets. Of course, we should say Levi and Rob were working together at Oratory until fairly recently. So they're going to be fairly familiar with each other's game. I'm sure they would have been hitting it at Oratory when Levi was there. Oh, it's good defence.
Finish from Nick. I
Good
mean,
hit
it's
from Nicky.
the extra incentive for Levi playing against his former coach,
Yeah.
former training partner in Rob.
Oh.
Chase the line.
I think he had to leave that one. So if you're tuning in for the first time to the British Open, you're wondering on a few of the home court rules. Through the beams, if the ball goes through the beams at the top, that means the ball is out of play. Of course, if the ball hits the beams, it's also out of play. I believe Josh is shaking his head next to me, but I believe they changed the rules at the start of the week. I don't think they used to be out, but I've been told at the start of the week by Ben Ronaldson, home pro here, that if the ball goes through those beams, it is now out of court.
I could be wrong. I heard there's parts of the beams where if it goes through it's still in, and parts where it goes out, which sounds like an unnecessarily complicated rule, but that's what I've heard. Could be wrong. Perhaps someone can correct us.
Stats on the screen, guys.
Stats.
I'm fairly certain.
40-30, the receivers lead.
Prior to marking a match on Monday, I had a conversation with Ben Ronaldson, who could confirm to me that they were out. So unless
Okay.
Ben
From the
is
horse's mouth.
unsure of the rules himself, then I do believe that they are out.
It's good play.
He's found the space on the green there, Lewis. Very hard to do on the double score.
It's a great serve.
Hazard, bell on the door, thank you. Score is juice. Advantage one chase. Chases Hazard, better than the draw.
Okay, so we've got some comments in the live chat. One thing we haven't mentioned yet, please do feel free to comment in, ask any questions you may have, any thoughts on the game. But first of all, we have an answer to our previous question in which we were asking who did Levi play with and against in the Australian Open final this year. So it looks like he played with Kieran Booth. Oh, well won by Lewis. Really strong start, Josh. Really strong.
2 games to 1.
And the final was against Chapman and Nicky Howell.
Tell you what, that's a great win. Levi and K Booth against Howell and Chapman.
Well, they I think they lost the final.
Oh, they lost. Well, there you go. Pay attention, Josh.
Nevertheless, very good achievement to get to the final. And great to see Jim Ludekins tuning in on the live chat.
Jim, good to see you in there. How are you, mate? Hope you're doing well. Jim's now at Oxford.
Jim is now one of the professionals at Oxford, yeah. Love to hear more about that, Jim. Let us know how you're enjoying life down in Oxford. I've not played there yet. Hoping to come down one day, so maybe I'll get an invite from you, Jim. Just a word on the players themselves. I think we've got 4 completely different players here in this match in terms of their styles of play, shot selection, strengths and weaknesses.
15 lap.
Yeah, I'd agree. I don't think Nicky's too far from Rob. I think Rob is someone that Nicky kind of uses as a someone to emulate. But they definitely are different players.
A few unforced errors here from Rob early on. Again, just joining the tournament at this stage is a tough ask, with the other players all have been spending a few hours on the court playing competitive singles and doubles already. So just finding his feet with it. I'm sure as the game goes on, he's gonna start taking a bit of control.
Yeah, it's not unusual. Like Cam, Rob tends to use that first set to kind of feel his way out. So he often doesn't look like he's trying to crush that first set. He's kind of feeling the game out, trying to find his shots, finding the length. And then he turns it on in the second. Finish.
That was a brave shot from Lewis. Choosing not to leave it for a hazard and taking it, forcing it to the main wall, just missing the dead on, going up on the penthouse. Showing him means one thing when Rob's on the end of that shot.
Hazard a yard, thank you.
It's going in the grill.
On fault.
Got Darren Long on the in the marking booth today. Seen him do a lot of marking in this competition so far. Doing a great job.
40-31 chase. Chases Hazard a yard.
just a word on Levi and Lewis here. We've been talking about playing styles. They haven't spent much time on the serving end in this match so far, but it'll be interesting to see how they play it. We've seen Nicky at the back, Rob defending the gallery. Seen in their first round match, they tended to leave Levi in the galleries. I think he was very comfortable volleying, and Lewis playing at the back, taking more of the shots,
Still there yet.
and being very aggressive from the back of the court.
Hazard a yard.
Very surprising choice from
4 games to 1.
from Rob there. And a hazard chase. He had the angle for the galleries, albeit Levi there defending them, and he went down the line.
Right, where's he going here?
Really interesting tactical battle going on here. It's very different from the singles game. The return into the forehand corner is used a lot more in doubles, and there are fewer chases. Obviously, with 4 people in the court, more area is covered. But yeah, there's very interesting different tactics going on. The shot under the timbre from the serving end doesn't work quite as well in doubles because there's someone covering both. Whether it's going to hit or whether it's going to miss, there's going to be someone covering it. So tactically, it can be a very interesting game, and it's one of those games that when you're watching it, it sort of might look like they're just whacking the ball around, trying to find targets, trying to hit the ball, but there's a lot of different tactics going on here. They're in doubles, you have to think 2-3 shots ahead, trying to set yourself up for a winning shot rather than going straight in. Whereas in singles, a lot of the time you'll be thinking of that shot, how you can create a winner from that specific shot.
Service point, 15-all.
Great force from Lewis. We're seeing a lot of that today.
Time, please.
Really got their tactics spot on here, Lewis and Levi. I think they're working really well together. I know they've played a little bit together on the doubles court, but looking like a really strong pairing. So good tactically from Lewis. He's not tried to leather the ball. He just found that dead on the main wall. Really comfortable.
I think Lewis and Levi are doing well here. I think they're keeping the pace up without getting too wild. I think they're picking the right shots. They're being firm, but not out of control. They're going for it when the ball's there to be hit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very easy to fall into the trap of, well, we're playing a pair who are on paper far stronger than us, but
let's lamp everything.
Let's exactly. But we're not seeing that. We're seeing them hit the right pace.
Oh, that's good. That's a great serve.
Oh, can he follow it up though?
Good heat.
Oh,
yeah, great shot.
On the court. Good effort there from Levi.
Great serve. That
was a great serve.
We're seeing that serve come out more, especially in the doubles. Possibly again. Yep.
Oh, good force.
He needs to get
We're
that serve
locked in
going
here
out a
at
little
Juice.
bit wider.
Looked in here at Juice. Feel like this is a big game for both pairings.
Advantage.
You always feel when you're playing against Rob Fahey on the other side, you need every game you can get. You're never comfortable, even at 4-1 up.
Juice.
5-1 on the other hand would make a big difference.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder if they lose this first set 6-1, whether Rob and Nicky are going to swap around positions.
Marcus called not up on that ball, so there was a chase, I believe, although the scoreboard says advantage. Very casual from Rob. Very casual. Oh, looks like he did call a stroke on the previous point.
That's another shot we don't see ever in the singles, really. That cross-court lob into the grill over the player who's standing up. Bit of tactical talk going on here.
So Josh, we talked about the full PK coming back a lot.
Oh yeah,
Players using it.
back in vogue.
Can you think of any players, any members, any matches you've had personally where a player's used that against you?
Tell you who serves it best. Mike Henman. He's the pioneer. He's the trailblazer of that serve. I think he started doing it. Everyone else followed. Mike Henman serves it well. I think Stevie Vergona in the last couple of years, you see a lot more from Stevie, especially in the doubles, but also in the singles. Obviously, Lewis serves it. Nino serves it. Young Henry Henman, he serves it. He's probably picked it up from his dad.
So it seems like it's a bit of a Radley serve there with those players in the mix.
Yeah. So I mean, it's an effective serve. It's also a serve no one's really practiced, or practiced returning, I should say. It's an awkward one to have coming at you. You aren't quite sure what to do with it. And in doubles, that kind of confusion it creates between the two players. If you haven't agreed beforehand who's taking those balls, that bit of confusion can just open up some doors for the servers.
So we talk about practicing serves. There we go again. Levi, full PK has worked a treat there. How important do you feel it is to actually practice those serves and really get baskets and just spend time and effort practicing your serves and nailing that compared to sort of other shots?
Yeah, super important. I think it's super important to practice it. I also think it's super important to have exactly in mind what you want the ball to be doing and why you want the ball to do that. I think lots of people practice serves without any kind of real outcome in mind, or they'll just serve stuff and try and hit the nick, but they aren't always clear what they're. You're always serving into a shot, right? Like you're always trying to give someone a shot, and there's no way to take out all the options. But definitely have a very specific outcome in mind and understand why you're doing it, what the purpose of that serve is.
It's a really interesting one for me. That's something I've been thinking about a lot. Because for me, coming from a table tennis background, where the serve is very, very important, the top players,
Your knockout.
The top players are all practicing their serves for hours every week. Just them with basketballs, practicing serves, trying to get every little bit of advantage they can. So coming to real tennis, and I've spent quite a bit of time trying to practice my serves, sort of late at night when the court's free, just going on the court, hitting basket after basket, practicing serves. Interestingly, I was talking to Nicky when he came over to Hampton Court for the Champions Trophy, and I mentioned I was sort of grilling him on asking what he practices when he's training and what does he think's most important, especially if you're doing some solo practice. And he really emphasised the importance of practicing hitting targets and return of serve, and I've sort of mentioned I do quite a lot of service practice, and he didn't seem so keen on it.
Yeah, I think there's a split in opinion over whether the serve or return serve is a more important shot. I think the return serve definitely is your first opportunity to really be aggressive and do something with the ball. It's a toughie. But obviously with the serve, you are starting the rally and you're kind of dictating what you are controlling what the return's going to be to an extent. So that's pretty important.
And what we're seeing in this game is that at the end of the day, the serve the return of serve is just hitting a shot off the penthouse. So really, the return of serve is potentially the easiest shot you're going to get in the rally. And the serves and practicing serves is all about limiting your opponent, limiting their aggressiveness, limiting how good a shot they can play off that return. So again, it's two different types of practice that you're doing on the returner. So you're trying to kill the point, trying to finish the point early on, because you don't want to be stuck down the receiving end rallying with your opponent. Whereas on the server's point of view, they want that. They want to get a rally. They want a ball back where they can be in the rally, rather than a ball that the opponent's going to force or kill the ball, slot it in the galleries. So a very interesting debate there. We'd love to know if you're listening in.
What's more important to you, the serve or the return of serve?
Serve or return of serve. We got carried away there. I think we got to mention one of the games that Levi and Lewis won to make it 5 games to 2. Putting the pressure back on Rob and Nicky there. A lovely shot into Rob's backhand at the net from Levi, getting their first set point of the day.
A couple of replays here, let's have a look. Yeah.
So set point for Lewis and Levi. Can they hold their nerve? At 40-30, they've got to chase 2. So if they're going to win it, they'll want to win it now.
Right, chase 2, it's looking good. What's he going with here? Possibly, looks like a full PK.
Ooh, with a bit of spin, bit of kick.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Wow, Nicky Howell. Wow, Nicky Howell.
Wow.
Back to Juice. Pressure's back on Lewis and Levi here.
That's a shame from Levi. That's a shame. I think you can't be serving long to Nicky in this situation. I think you definitely want to have a cut a volley over his force.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to avoid that.
And in doubles, especially in doubles, you don't want to be serving long here.
You really want to avoid that.
That's a much better serve.
Main drive from Nicky. Lovely shot from Lewis.
I think that's a much better serve.
I think it was a shot like that in which we saw the rally of the tournament in Lewis's match against Josh Smith.
Oh yeah, behind the back pickup.
In that match, Lewis was on the other end of it, so Josh hit a lovely smash into the forehand corner, went round Lewis's back, and he's picked it up on a behind the back shot, which has got to be shot of the.
It's outrageous. It's often Lewis Williams.
Shot of the decade.
It's often Lewis who ends up on those highlight reels. He's got such quick hands.
Yeah, he's got very good quick hands. Another chase.
Has a second. Chase 2. Score is Juice.
So that we got a comment from Rubinard on the chat,
and under the pseudonym Claremy Jackson.
Right, nice name. But I really like his comment. I really agree with what he said there. In the singles game, I think the serve it's so important for people starting out the game, beginners, and they get a lot of free points just simply because new players find it hard to read the different bounces off a serve. Lovely exchange. Hazard chase.
Yeah.
And as you get better and better, I mean, the serve still very important. Still a good advantage to be down the serving end. You've got the grill to aim at, the timbre to aim at, and at the higher handicap levels, it is hard to read the timbre. It's hard to defend the grill. But as you get better and better, I think the return of serve takes over a little bit more. And when you learn how to force the ball, when you learn how to chip the ball into the galleries, the cut volley, being aggressive off the serve,
and also like learning what to do with the serve and learning what to expect. You know, no longer are you being caught out by serves. Really, at least you shouldn't really be caught out by a serve. You shouldn't be surprised about what the ball's done.
Exactly.
If you've been playing for 5-6 years and you've seen hundreds of those serves. Whereas when you start out so often, you see players being caught out by serves spinning
balls they've never seen
the
before.
Yeah, it's just, you know, there's so many serves to get your head around. It takes a while to get there.
Exactly.
But at this level, you know, you aren't going to see Rob Fahey confused about why Railroad spun back into that sidewall. You know, he knows what's coming.
No. Completely. So very good comment there from Ruben. Glad to see you get involved in the live chat, watching the matches. Remember when you first started back at Middlesex?
Yes.
I think you were brought along by Jack Carter.
Oh, that's good hands from Rob.
Oh, very good hands.
Duck Rob. Jack Carter reckons it's all about the return of serve. Seems to be the popular opinion so far.
Every time we miss a name, what goes in that last gallery?
So we are now at 5-3 in the first set. Rob and Nicky saving a set point here, taking a very important 8th game to keep them in the set. We're playing a hazard chase at Lovell here. Levi to serve.
Tell you what, I would not like to be up at the galleries playing against Rob and Nicky. Yeah, it's a good ball.
30 love, chase better than 5.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how they play this point. A better than 5 chase.
Levi's gone up there.
Very interesting tactic. It did look as soon as he served.
Next level tactic we aren't aware of.
Exactly. I mean, as soon as he served, Lewis did hover around the middle. Levi was back foot in the backhand corner, so I've never seen that
quick
before.
hands, Lewis. He's poached it. Oh, it's such a shame. Such a good read. We're seeing that more and more in doubles. I think when I started out playing, you were very strictly in doubles. It was one each side, normally at the back, and occasionally one up, one back. You would rarely see a player poaching over to the right hand side if they were standing at the galleries. But now you're seeing much more dynamic gameplay in doubles. You're seeing the guy that the galleries is now occasionally reading a cut volley or a cross court return and heading over to that forehand side to cut things off. You're also seeing occasionally both players at the service end come forwards. Perhaps that's a paddle influence. But I'm all for it. I'm a big fan of it. I think there's no reason why double shouldn't be a bit more dynamic. And it's telling that the guys who do it the most, probably Cam and Tim, are the best doubles player. Oh, he just got it wrong there. I think Nicky had a feeling he was going over that way and held it.
Oh, really, really tightening up this first set. I mean, Levi and Lewis in a very strong position. Still are in a strong position, but with Rob and Nicky coming at you from 5-2 down, 15 love with a better than 2 chase, I think it's going to be a tough ask to close this out.
You kind of feel like even at 5-4, the momentum is now definitely with with Rob and Nicky.
Better than 2.
Better than 2. It's gone high.
Lost the chase by half a yard.
30 love, chase the second gallery.
From a neutral point of view, I think we'd love to see a 5-all game here in this first set. From a scheduling point of view, I'm not quite sure, but comfortable put away for Nicky to win that second gallery chase.
Right. We're looking at a 5-all here. Interesting, he's taken that. He's taken it off the penthouse. It's going to be a fault. He's elected to play it.
I like that from Lewis. Is
I do like that.
getting himself ready for this 5-all game if it goes to it. Wants to make sure he's down the serving end.
I'd like to see more players playing that ball from that serve that goes wide, especially in doubles. I think you'd rather be playing that ball into a gallery than taking on a good bobble. If it was there to be hit.
I mean, if you're confident enough to do it, as Lewis was there, if you've got the eye to do that, you've practiced it. I mean, there's no reason not to.
Unlucky Levi.
Okay, we've got 5-all game here in the first set.
5-all, Levi and Lewis at the serving end. What can they do?
From 5-2 up.
Bit of a talk happening now. This is an important game. Going full demi.
So right up to the white line here. Tight call from the marker.
Yeah, I think he's bang on there. I think Levi needs to have that demi peak here a little bit tighter. It's good. It's good.
Oh, what a great serve. He attacked it well, Nicky has.
That's a much better
There's
serve.
the chance for Lewis to put it away. Oh,
Look how far Nicky's up there.
Bet and half a yard.
standing
Standing at hazard the door.
A bit of luck from Nicky's shot that's gone on the penthouse and dropped right against the back wall, flush on the back wall. There's nothing Lewis could have done about that. Although, saying that, I have seen him boast the ball off the back wall in the past, so he wasn't willing to try it there.
Score is level.
Good chases.
First chase is 1 and 2.
For Rob and Nicky to defend here. Chase 2 and better than half a yard.
1 and 2.
Yep, tough ask for these two.
We're going to see a force here from Levi.
Got to be. Boom. Oh, it's a shame.
Lost it. 15 love. Chase better than half a yard.
First
Right.
point of the
Same again,
final
please.
game. Exactly the
Lost
same
it,
again. I
30
mean,
love.
you did call it, so just under the deadle. Lost the point.
Third time with the charm. Go on. This one. Let's go for cut volley.
It's a lovely cut volley from
15,
Levi. He had all
30.
the time in the world to overthink that, but he kept his form.
No, not up.
It's rolled.
Ball really
40,
didn't look like
15.
it was going to stay down so much there. I think Lewis was definitely expecting that to bounce
I'm as
up.
surprised as you, Lewis.
And the first set.
There we go. Are we going to
6
see a change of
5.
receivers?
Serving, please.
What do you reckon? They think 6-5 is pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's a very good question. It's probably what they're trying to work out right now.
Lewis Williams.
There we go. Change up. Hello.
Wow,
Hello.
he's full of surprises today, Lewis.
Love that from Lewis.
Knows the court like the back of his hand, Rob.
It's got a name, that shot, but I've forgotten
15
what
love.
it is. It's a Cuda something.
You're talking about the receive back onto the penthouse.
Yeah, but with the intention of going penthouse service ball dead on. That's well ducked.
Feared for Levi there.
Go big. Yes. It's a great ball.
Shot. Great shot from Lewis.
15 all. No chases.
So it'll be interesting to see how the momentum goes in the second set. Obviously, Nicky and Rob had won the final 4 games of that first set, and take a lot out of Lewis and Levi to get so close with a set point at 5-2 or 5-3 in that first. Another unique return of serve from there from Lewis. Not quite sure what happened there.
40-15.
So it seems to come off a ledge, but he seemed to have meant it.
Two-handed that.
30-40.
Must say Rob's still looking in very good shape coming into this match. Good shot.
Yeah, it's
Hazard,
such a
second
shame he's
gallery,
retired from the
score is
singles game, because
40-30.
it's still so good to watch. It's still one of the best. But can't blame him. If anyone deserves a retirement, it's Rob. I think he's done enough. He's made his point.
Most certainly has made his point.
Would reckon, is anyone ever going to equal Rob's record?
Okay, so we had a lot of chat on the live stream over the past week about
Hazard. Second gallery, Hazard.
clothing, shoes,
Yeah.
whether Camden's top that he wore in his first round was controversial. I think that might have been a bit over exaggerated. I mean, we heard Camden say on the live stream yesterday that he didn't even think about it. I mean, it wasn't even something that came into his head, and I think that's too right. I mean, there is obviously a predominantly white rule. It's not there's no sort of classification of how much is too much. So I think he got a bit of unfair. I wouldn't call it criticism,
I've
but
got a feeling
chat.
I've got a feeling there is an actual number of square centimeters for logo sizes. At least I've heard one quoted. So I think they have actually quantified how big a logo can be from a sponsor. So, I mean, I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't think it's the worst thing to have sponsors. You give them more space.
Oh, lovely shot.
I think
Again, that's
go
one
for
love.
it.
Yep. Interesting to know. I'll have to get my measuring tape out next time.
Yeah.
Or maybe just won't risk it. So obviously Levi and
Return
Lewis
to
took that
sender.
first game of the second set.
15 love.
Some may say 4 games too late, but some others might say that it's very important for them to start this second set with a nice early lead.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
Shakes. 5 and 6.
After a tight first set like that, it can often go one of two ways. It can either just give the opponents, give Rob and Nicky the confidence to just say, right, we're settled in now. We've got through that first set, and we're going to go on and win these next two comfortably. But what sometimes happens is if the pairing that are the underdogs in the match have a tight first set, even if they lose it, if they get another tight set, then they start to realise actually the difference in the standard here, this specific time, this specific day, isn't a lot. So that will give them the confidence, even though they've lost the first set. If they're in a tight second set, well, then they'll start to realise actually we can do some damage here. There's nothing really in it. It wasn't a fluke. We can build up from this. So be really interesting to see how this second set goes.
5 and 6.
The slow cut volley. Oh, that's awkward. That's very awkward. You can't do much with that ball.
30 love. Chase better than 2.
Better than 2. Big cut volley. Oh, close.
Chase off.
Oh. Rob's told him no. It's chase off.
I was right, wasn't I?
I think that's given us confirmation that through the beams
is
out.
You know what it is? I think
once again
through the beams. I think through the beams is out. I think if it goes up and comes down without passing a beam, it's in.
If it goes up and goes down without passing a beam.
Yeah. So if it enters ceiling space but doesn't actually cross a beam, I think that's still in. I think that's the
yeah. So if it goes to the height of the beam but doesn't actually go through any.
Yeah, exactly.
That's still in. Yeah.
Game.
Got the chase up.
One game.
Here we go. Chase off. Let's see.
Let's see the replay.
Better than 2.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nearly won it.
Fantastic call. No, that's a great call.
That's upstairs.
It's nearly.
That's close.
Nearly on 2, but yeah, great call.
2 serves.
Darren, faultless so far from the marker.
I'm not needed, honestly. Stroke. 15 lap.
I think these replays are actually really, really good. I think they, from when I first heard about them, I thought, oh, that could put a little bit more pressure on the marker. But since watching this week and since watching the games, I sort of realised it actually helps the marker, in my opinion, if they're a good marker, that is. But a lot of the time the players will see what they want to see. So if they're playing a chase 2 and the marker calls it better than 2, but it's close, the player will usually see it the way they want it. So
yeah, there's an element of wishful thinking going on there.
Even if it's not conscious, they're seeing what they want to see, and they might complain to the marker, which puts a bit of doubt in the marker's mind. But knowing that
it's good hands from
there's a replay and that the people at home are watching, and
15-30.
if the player's questioning it, but the players are wrong, the marker can just stay calm, knowing that they've got the proof. Can work the other way, of course, but I think in general, the markers will see the call, see the chase better than the players who are focusing on it and everything else.
You've got to say, of all the replays we've seen, the majority support the marker's decision. There's very few where the marker's been proved wrong, and if the marker has been proved wrong, it's been by inches. So credit to the markers. That's a good choice.
So obviously I'm here representing the Royal Tennis Court at Hampton Court Palace. If we've got any members, any players from RTC, love to know if you're watching. Let us know what you think of the commentary. Let us know what you think of the match here. Let us know your thoughts. And similarly, any
Game.
Hollyport members that
2 games to
is
1.
One of Josh, do comment your thoughts. Let us know what you think.
Hold.
As I say that, it's curling in.
Good pressure here from Levi.
Very good pressure.
Same again.
Oh, it's as good as going in the dead-ons, that one.
What's happened there? I missed that.
Ball's
15
hit
lap.
the edge of the dead-on and hit Nicky on the back for a stroke.
Short.
It's very funny, actually, as I was talking about
30 lap.
RTC and getting asking if anyone can comment. One of our board members literally walked in just next to us, Paul Newton. So he can't hear us, but it's great to see you, Paul, and hopefully you'll spot me in a second. Well up from Lewis. Oh, never in doubt from Rob.
See ya.
Great finish.
15:30.
It's the 5th winning gallery for Rob and Nicky. Levi and Lewis yet to have one. I've got a feeling all 5 are from Rob as well.
40-15.
Bit of a half-hearted force there from Levi into Rob,
Yeah.
which
30-40.
I mean, anyone else it might have been a good shot, but just straight onto Rob's racket, you're just going to create danger for yourselves.
I think both of them, they're both such good volleyers and they're both so comfortable with the pace of the ball. I think you can't give them anything less than heavy force.
Here we go, Lewis.
That's a good shot.
That's an amazing shot.
Great
Lewis.
shot.
Amazing shot.
Game. 2 games all.
And to win the game as well. I mean, he's
all.
just got such fast hands.
Bolt. Worse than 6. Fifteen lap. Ball up.
Just a word on the stream itself. We've got Ben Gatenbeek, who's sitting right behind me. I think you would have all know the man behind the camera by now, but Ben is just doing such a fantastic job this week at the Queen's Club. He's here all day, all night, making sure the whole real tennis world gets the chance to see the matches, whether you're far away, whether you're working,
30,
whether you're
15.
working from home. If you've just got 5 minutes to tune in and watch it, he's just making sure that everyone can stay updated. And I think this year, I don't know about you, Josh, but for me, the British Open has just had a completely different feel to it.
Oh yeah.
For me personally, I've obviously only
30 all.
been in the game a couple of years, but
One
the
change
previous
pending,
year,
worse than 6.
to be completely honest, might sound a bit controversial, I struggled to watch the matches when there's no commentary. Sometimes when there's no sound or you're just watching the play, I struggle. I like to watch sport when there's some atmosphere to it, some that there's other people watching, there's lots going on to make it a really good event. Whereas this year it's been completely different. I've been glued to every match. I don't think there's been a match gone past where I haven't tuned in for at least part of it.
Two chases.
And for me, I mean, that's all down to Ben and everyone who's volunteering and helping him with the stream.
Oh, stats on screen. I hear from Ben.
And Ben, he's got no time for compliments, so we're going to move swiftly on to the stats.
Come on, guys, stats. Okay, not many. So this is the set 1 summary. Only one grill for Fahey and Howell. 2 winning galleries. Point serve, so significantly more point serve for Rob and Nick. 59 to 30. It's double. That's pretty big. Similar chase length, and far more chases laid by Rob and Nick.
Statman Josh over here, giving you your daily dose of statistics.
I'd say 59 points 1 to 30. Doesn't sound like a 6-5 set, does it?
30 all. Chase
Sorry,
worse
repeat
than
that.
6.
59 points 1 to 30.
Ooh,
And it's still got a 6-5.
in favour of
Worse than 6.
Rob and Nick.
very interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder how that works out.
That might be possibly our first railroad.
Oh, Levi, that's an unbelievable shot. Unbelievable shot.
40-30. Hazard. Second gallery.
Have the brains to think about hitting it down the middle. Just spotting that Rob and Nicky aren't covering that one little bit of area on the court. Really impressive from Levi there.
Hazard second.
Second gallery.
Second, he served wide.
It's the chance. Got to take those chances if you get it. I mean, he had a good shot from it, but to Rob in that corner off the back wall, difficult.
Advantage.
I think people might be thinking, why is Lewis serving that bobble so short? I think there's a good reason to it. You definitely don't want to be serving that bobble long to Rob in doubles. It just sets up his force, his main ball force. You'd much rather be dealing with his cut
3
volley.
games 2.
So
Another big game.
Lewis making extra sure that bobble comes off early rather than go long.
Yeah, I mean, it's a case of what do you serve to Rob? When you're serving to Rob's on the doubles court,
Yeah.
you know what you're going to get. And
Pick your poison. Yeah.
Exactly. If you serve short, you're going to get a
Get your head taken off.
devastating cut volley or even drive. But if you serve long, I mean,
Yeah, I
there's no
think
coming back from that against Rob.
Levi shifting over there. Oh. Jump for it again.
Oh, that was almost the rally of the
15
of the match so far,
That's good stuff there.
especially from Rob's point of view.
Seriously. So
Great shot.
both of these two, perhaps more so Lewis and Levi, play a bit of paddle. It's a pretty common shot in paddle to go down the middle between the players. I wonder if that's leaking over into their old tennis game. Oh, get that, Levi!
Better than
Quick,
the
but he's
first
not that quick.
gallery.
Yeah.
Unlucky there. Lucky net cord.
Score is 15 love
Giving
to
away a
receivers.
chase. Start of this 6th game of the second set.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh,
Caterpillar.
that.
Fault.
Oh, it's almost hit Rob.
Nearly clipped him.
That would have been on all over social media if that had hit Rob there to win the stroke.
I think he was going Caterpillar there. I'm not sure what. I mean, Ben categorises all these serves and
Oh, fantastic. Great hands from
that's
Levi.
that's their first winning gallery of the match.
15 all.
It'd be interesting to see how Ben categorises that last serve. Oh, fault.
I think I've heard a whispers from Ben there to confirm that it was a Caterpillar.
It was.
30-15.
As you'll see, you've probably seen over the stream over the past week, Ben's coming out with all sorts of stats, including the serves that the players are using, what the most common serves, their success rates from the serves, really giving the players good insight. Also, I mean, if the players go and watch these
30 all.
matches back, they can learn a lot from all these stats and seeing what's worked, and also there'll be times in the match where
Fault.
they wouldn't have realised what serve's working for them.
Fault?
Short and then back penthouse. Yep.
Short on the back penthouse.
That's a shame because that was a good serve.
I mean, the back penthouse is okay.
That's good. It's a much better serve. Again, you'd much rather have that cut volley than a drive. Oh, get the Lewis. You got there. Get the Levi.
Oh, Levi. Good effort. Really good
Two
quality.
chases, better than first gallery, better than 3.
But you just get the sense that if Rob and Nicky keep grinding out these close juice games, or these close games, that it's going to be really mentally draining to Lewis and Levi to keep up.
Tell you what, these serving stats, Jack. One thing that stood out to me from the one especially from the one I commentated yesterday, Cam and Steve Vigona, who's actually up here now, is the success rate of the bobble. Often that bobble is the most successful serve, beating the railroad, the drags, the demis, the sidewalls. It's made me rethink my my entire game. Scrap away those serves, just serve bobbles.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. So I think for Steve yesterday, the bobble was, I think it was
fell the door.
70% effective.
40-30,
So he won 70% of the points. The railroad, have a guess, against Cam. Railroad win percentage.
Going 30.
10.
10%.
10%.
Wow.
The bobble was about 6 times more effective.
And do we know if he served more bobbles or more railroads?
He definitely served more railroads.
More railroads.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Juice.
There you go. That's just a great example of, I mean, if the players were to see these stats, and I mean, yeah, perhaps Ben could make a little bit of a business out of it. I mean, if he
a black market for the service stats.
Start selling these stats to the members, and could really help them. Really help them figure out what their own strengths and weaknesses are.
I think we're definitely we're starting to see it in a way. I definitely know some players are looking at these stats and incorporating that into their training.
Very interesting.
As you know, it's often hard to tell when you're playing the match just how successful a serve is. Serving railroads often feels good, and it feels positive. As bobbles kind of feel the opposite, they feel a bit kind of defensive and a bit weak.
Oh. Looked as though it might have been
I mean,
very close call there. Great rest, kept it in. Oh, what a way to finish it.
Casual as you like.
That's the way to finish.
Juice.
It's just a Friday afternoon for Rob Fahey. Thank you very much.
Nice high side will serve. Volley smash from Levi. Cuts in the corner.
Oh, that's a good leave.
Oh, it's a devastating main wall drive from Lewis.
He's been going for that overhead smash Levi recently, in the singles as well. I've not seen him hit that until recently. Perhaps it's another paddle thing. Good ball.
Game.
Wow, the much needed game from there for Lewis and Levi there. Very well played.
3-all. Nip and tuck.
Give him a lot of confidence, and it just goes back to what we were saying earlier about the momentum shift of the game and the psychological battle that will be going on here. Oh,
15
great
love.
serve. If anyone was going to get that back Lewis.
Yeah.
Second serve here from Rob. Sorry, not second serve.
Ooh. That's one where sometimes in doubles you just get a bit carried away and you want to go for every shot. Didn't feel like that ball was quite there to be hit hard.
Correct.
Right, I've got a question for our viewers here today, all 68 of you. Listen very carefully.
40
I want to hear your thoughts on this. So, I want you to pick one shot from each of the players on the court to make up your perfect blend, your perfect real tennis player. I'm not going to allow you to pick 4 shots
15,
from Rob.
40.
I'm going to ask you to pick one from each.
One from each.
So I'd be very intrigued to hear your thoughts on that.
Should we start them off, Jack? Should we go? Should we do ours? I mean,
Yeah.
You go first.
No,
right?
no,
I have
don't
time to
drop me
think
in
about
that.
4 games to
I need
3.
some time to think.
We've got Paul Bollerman listening in,
Bollerman.
tuning in. Great to have you watching.
Welcome, Paul.
Welcome, Paul. Me and Paul have shared some great memories on this court together in the recent
You did very well
times.
in the Charles H. Gray.
Out of court.
We did.
Helmet.
Paul and I played in the Charles Etchison Gray Pro-Am doubles tournament at Queen's.
15 lap.
Got the chance actually to play against Lewis, who's playing with Will Todd. Played few players who were playing in the championship. Played against Lewis Gordon. We made it to the final. I mean, it was really amazing to play with Paul on that day. We definitely complemented each other with our contrasting styles. But now some great.
You the big
memories
heavy
from
hitter and Paul Bollerman all touch and control.
Exactly. Very much the opposite.
30 lap.
But actually, we were talking earlier about tactics and the difference between doubles and singles tactics, and how important it is to have a strategy. And actually, the day before that competition, Paul and I had a completely different game plan to what we ended up doing, and it was mainly down to Nick Wood, the head pro at the Royal Tennis Court.
Strong volley.
So Nick, oh look at this rally! Hold that thought. So Nick gave us 20 minutes, just a little doubles lesson. It wasn't meant to be anything specific, or it was very spontaneous, but that was probably the most influential 20
5
minutes
games to 3.
of lesson time that I've ever had.
For doubles or just in general?
In terms of creating an instant impact. So obviously I'm on court with Nick a lot, and he's just such an amazing coach. Completely, changing the
First
way
gallery.
people are playing and improving players all the time. But in terms of making an instant impact, that 20 minutes was the most influential. It just completely changed our approach to the tournament. I'm almost certain that us getting to the final was down to that lesson.
Wow.
15
So
lap.
yeah, that was much appreciated, and got a lot to thank him for.
No idea how that's gone over. It's gone for him.
Worse
Good
than the
judgment
last
to get out of the way of that
Well
one.
dodged.
Yeah, and I think straight away Nick recognised our different styles of play, and he just straight away sold us. I think Paul and I were both sort of conscious of making sure we all, everything's fair. We both do as much from the galleries, most do as much from the back of the court, and when we were left to our own devices. But then as soon as Nick stepped in and got us involved, he helped us shape our game plan around Paul's strength
Score is
of
15
volleying
laps to the
and
receivers.
hard hitting,
Chase the
my
first
strengths of
gallery.
retrieving and the rallying shots, but also making sure that we're both constantly in the game, putting pressure on our opponents and working together. So
15 all. Chase worse
certain things
than the
that
last
you
gallery.
just wouldn't really think about without someone telling you.
20-minute miracle. Look at that. It's gone then, Jack. What are some very simple revelations you've had like that, where it suddenly improves your game. We mentioned the other day, it was in one of
30-15.
it was in Ben Gatenbeek's interview video with Rob Shankman, and I'm not sure what the question was he was answering, but it's funny, you said to Rob that when he said about taking the ball lower, that stuck with you. Oh, ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. He's okay.
Taking that very well.
Hold back the tears.
Nick,
40,
the backhand
15.
straight onto
Yeah, that was painful.
Levi's back.
I felt that. So Rob's big revelation was taking the ball lower, letting the ball drop a little bit lower before hitting it.
Game and
You
the
said
second
that.
set.
You said that connected with you.
6 games
There we
to
go.
3.
Second set.
Yeah, so hold that thought. We've just had our
Five,
second
2
set
sets
go
love.
to
Serving
Rob and
please.
Nick. The really tough ask
Levi
from here for
Gale.
Levi and Lewis.
Are we going to change?
Receiving Rob Fahey.
Just going back to that interview that you're talking about from Rob Shankman. Don't know if anyone's seen it on the T&RA Media YouTube channel. Ben did some really, really good, insightful interviews with the players at the tournament.
Worse than 3.
And I think Rob was asked about his breakthrough season, Rob Shankman this is, and how he managed to do so well this season and what's changed since the previous season. And something he said was that he's just been hit the ball lower. And I mean,
Taking the ball lower, we should say, as in he's letting the ball drop before hitting it, rather than going low over the net.
exactly, yeah. So his contact point where he's hitting the ball. Unlucky from Levi. Just
15
knocked
up.
his confidence a bit. I think these past 2 sets coming so close. But yeah, Rob was talking about just taking the ball lower, the contact point, and you teach that at every level. So you teach that to beginners. You tell them to hit the ball when the ball's falling, when the ball's at the bottom of the
50 more.
bounce, get the weight on the ball.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the bounce, you
Don't
teach them.
snatch.
You teach them to get their racket back nice and early, and you teach them to have good footwork and all these fundamentals, and that just carries through. So when I heard Rob say that, it was quite a nice thing to hear, because it's like, well, that's what you're teaching people who are playing the game for the very first time to do,
That's a great volley.
and it's just shows it's so important when you even get to a plus handicap that Rob Shankman now
Yeah, one
is.
chase, worse than 3.
That these simple things they can just click for you when you're a plus handicap. They don't always click for you when you're 70 handicap. They can click for you at different times, and obviously it's completely different comparing a plus handicap to a higher handicap. But just you have these breakthroughs and realizations that you're actually not always taking the ball at the bottom of the bounce, even though you're as a professional
40-15.
you might
One
be
chase,
coaching
chase
people
is
to
worse
do
than
that.
3.
And you feel like you're taking it very low, but when you're in the moment, it's very different.
Oh no!
Ouch.
Oh,
Replay
I'm
there.
wincing. Look at that. He's done well. That was on track for full frontal face.
Ouch. Was that the back or the arm?
It was back. Well, it was going to be face.
40-15. Receivers lead.
Just turned. I think it
Chase
was
worse than 3.
elbow.
elbow. Elbow.
Left elbow.
It was a. It looked like it was.
Oh,
my
shot of the
goodness!
day.
Robbie Fahey still got the magic. What a shot!
30-40.
Oh, Saskia Bollerman.
Yeah,
Lovely to
another of the immensely
See your
talented Bollerman
message.
family. I think Saskia's. Saskia, are you playing much at the minute? I think she's. No, she's living. She's not in the UK, is she? She's.
I believe she's back in the Netherlands, in The Hague.
Has it worse than second.
I think Saskia's been doing a lot of travelling down for the ladies' tournaments, which is really good to see. Really good, strong addition on that
Great player.
circuit.
Such a good player.
Seems like she's improving a lot as well, and has just had a good season,
Stats up.
injury
Stats
free.
up.
So good to
Set
see you
2.
involved,
Wow.
Saskia.
I mean, a total of 2 targets for that whole set, and that was 2 dead on
40,
from
30.
Rob and Nicky.
Last winning galleries.
Oh, sorry, missed winning galleries, 4 winning
Service
galleries.
lead,
What would we do without you, Ben?
Hazard, worst,
Thank
second
you,
gallery,
Ben.
Hazard.
Statman Josh, I think
Yeah,
you're going to be replaced here.
surprised to have
on
him
the
already.
stats.
All chat, no stat. That's a great shot.
Won the chase. Juice.
So go on, Jack. Back to the original question. What's been your revelation that's helped you in your game? Has there been one?
Very good question. And I'll just watch the end of this rally. Huge point. Juice in the first game of the third set. Oh, he's got under that. Down the line from Lewis in the forehand corner. Well up.
And again. So, it's good pace.
I think it's safe to
Great
say
pace.
Rob is well and truly
Advantage.
back in action here.
Yeah. I'm so glad he's not retired from doubles.
Advantage.
Very interesting to think about that. I mean, you always have some epiphanies and revelations.
Yeah, people often both had it covered. People often talk about they improve in bursts, right? So they improve suddenly, and then they get stuck, and then they realise something, or they change something, and they improve again.
So for me personally, I think I always have moments of realisation and things that suddenly you can do that you couldn't do before, and just things that click for you and things to focus on, but it doesn't always cause you to suddenly drop your handicap. So often what will happen for me is I'll figure things out, and then I'll have a couple months where it doesn't have an instant impact, but once you can fully integrate it into your game, then that makes all the difference. So you might discover you can do a high sidewall serve, but you don't know how to play it with the rest of the rally. You don't know which points of the game to use it. So at the start it becomes a really good serve that isn't used efficiently or at the right times. When you can start practicing it over and over again, putting it into your game in the right moments, that's when you have a sudden burst. And I'm sort of avoiding the question here, but
Good lace from Levi. Little switch around. Oh, it's a beauty down the line from Lewis. We'll be happy with that.
15-all.
Gets a racket tap from Nicky. And Rob.
Unlucky Levi.
Yeah,
Going cross court
he's
again
been
there.
unlucky there. I think he's right to do it. I think he's picking all the right times to do it. He's not had the success he'd like to have on that shot. But I think he's absolutely right to go for it. Message from Jane Taylor. What's your advice for breaking into the handicap?
I love it, Jane. I love the
handicap
question.
from 60. So, as in breaking past 60 or breaking into the 60s?
I think she's saying breaking into the 50s
from 60s.
from 60s, and it's I mean,
yeah, I didn't see 50 there.
having been there not so long ago, I mean,
Were you ever a 60?
yes, I
You
think
were.
I
You
started at about 65.
Wow.
I
thought you started at 50. Didn't take you long.
But I mean, the
good.
advice I was always given. Here we go. Hold that thought, Jane. Hold that thought.
Oh,
What a shot.
bear with us, Jane. Madness on court at the moment. Here we go, here we go.
Could be the rally of the day.
Base of Tambor.
Oh, he's done it again. Brilliant
That's such
shot
a good
again from
ball.
Levi. He's done that twice now. I just found that pocket of space in the middle of the court. Yeah, so
breaking into the 50s.
back to that question from Jane. So I was first taught at Middlesex University Royal Tennis Club by Chris Bray and Will Burns, and I remember what advice Will always used to give at that sort of handicap level was very simple, more tactical than anything, which is
J6.
when you're receiving serve, don't do too much. So if you're receiving serve and you get an easier ball, or you get a ball where you really think you can attack it, just that's an unbelievable
an entirely new shot. I've never seen it before in my life.
Last
That was like a
great.
That was like a squash,
Backhand, reverse,
volley,
spin.
drop. Yeah. What other words can you think of? I've no idea what that was, but it looked brilliant.
So Jane,
That's your answer. Do that shot. That's your way into the 50s.
The advice I'd give you is just keep everything simple. The return of serve, you wanna just try and hit a good length, hit the ball into the corners, and that's your goal. So you keep it very simple. You don't start thinking, I want to put it in the galleries, I want to do this, I want to do. Don't change it too much. Just try and think, I want to wait for this ball and I want to put the ball in the corners. Okay, so that's the first thing. You want to keep everything nice and simple to give you simple targets to hit. Then you can start thinking about your technique, and you can start thinking, how can I be hitting this ball better? What sort of ball strike? And the key things, again, is something we talked about earlier. Think about your contact point. Where are you hitting the ball? Are you hitting the ball high up, or are you hitting the ball low to the ground?
chase
You want to bring that
6.
contact point lower and lower until you can get to a point where you're just putting your racket on the putting your racket out and the ball's falling into your strings without you having to do much. So my advice, key thing, would be bring the contact
nearly
point
perfect
of the
serve
ball
there.
lower and lower down. Josh, what's your answer to that? What's the key thing you'd key bit of advice you give to Jane?
Hit it as hard as you can. Hit it as hard. Big old swing. Nail it. Oh!
Great shot,
It's a roll.
Nicky.
No, yeah, I think breaking into the 50s.
15 love, chase
I
the
think
last
Jack's answer is pretty
gallery.
good. I think just really hammer those fundamentals. So, firm wrist, short compact swing, and aim for floor sidewall for everything. So just keep the game really simple. Don't try to do too much with the ball. You can be super
30 love.
effective if you just hit the ball to a good width and a good length with a short swing. Keep it punchy, keep it firm. Yeah, and you definitely will get there. Oh, it was too early.
15-30.
But it's really good to see that you're thinking about these things, Jane, and I know you're a regular player of the game. I know you're involved in a few different clubs, and we believe in you. We believe in you.
Tell you what, Jane, the most important, the first step to getting into the 50s is deciding you want to get into the 50s.
Exactly.
And thinking about it, so that's you're already halfway there.
40-15.
So Rob, don't see that very often. Interesting to see Rob's choice of serving here. He's pretty comfortable with that high sidewall serve. I think it's been pretty effective.
Oh,
Game.
that's an unfortunate error.
3 games to love.
And Service take a 3-love lead in this third and possibly final set.
Faults.
Coming up to just over an hour and a half in this first match of the day, the first doubles quarter final here at the British Open. Number 2 seeds Nikki and Rob looking very dominant in this match, making light work of their opponents in this third set.
Yeah, I think we should say as well, they've so they started with Rob always up at the net, and they've both now fallen back, or that they tend to they're playing more back. In fact, Nikki looking to go up there. So they have in fact changed around that
15
position.
all.
It seems to work.
Yeah, it's a really good observation though. I mean, we spoke a lot about that at the start of the first set, and whether that's because it wasn't really working.
Oh, what a serve!
Out of court.
Well, remember that Lewis and Levi started really well. I think they went 5-2 up in the
30-15.
first set when Nicky and Rob were playing that way. Whether it's because of that or just because Rob's now fully up to speed and settled into the game, that might be a different reason. Ooh. Left from Levi.
The lob. Double lobs. Where's he going here? Grill. Tempted. Oh. Good stuff.
40-15.
That's a shot you would never see in a singles, is that backhand lob cross court to that grill. And as I was here 5-10 minutes before the match started, and Rob was practicing on his own. He was practicing that shot as part of his warm up. So he was lobbing the ball into the grill. I don't think it's ever a shot I've gone for. Do you go for that?
I can't say I remember going for it.
Not intentionally.
Not intentionally, no. You're struggling to get a ball back in the corner.
Fault.
Might bounce and then flop into the grill, but other than that, no. Very aggressive stuff from Lewis, stepping right up the court.
Exactly
there.
what he should do. It's firm, it's strong, but it's controlled.
Still looking determined, as they did in the first set.
Nicky's been unlucky with the high serve. He's had so many now, they've just missed.
I'm sure we've got a lot of Leamington members and players tuned in to watch their home pro. Lewis, likewise for Preston Hall with Levi. I'm sure you're very proud of your boys in the match so far. They've put up a really strong showing, a really good sign for future tournaments, and yeah, I'm sure they'll be inspired from this match, especially that first set. And they were so close for so long.
There's that lob.
Advantage
Lob grill.
on Chase. Can we get some balls, please?
That is the shot you were talking about.
He must have heard me.
I'm sure he did.
There we go.
So yeah, if you are from Leamington, Preston Hall, let us know in the comments how you feel about the match so far. Have your boys done you proud? Or would you just like them to be back at the club? Good action replay here. Oh, there's the lob. That's the one you were talking about. Straight into the dead on. The grill.
Advantage to the receivers. Hazard, worse than a yard. Hazard.
Right. What's he serving here? Bobble.
He's followed up with a cut volley. Stepping up to play a volley. Just missing the galleries.
Oh, he really found the galleries. That's the one you can't give Nicky.
Game. 4 games to love.
4-love lead for the number 2 seeds here. They're looking strong. They're looking confident.
Probably the best two forces, the best two drivers of the ball that I've seen on the return of serve, or just generally off the back ball in the rally.
Yep, I think Chisholm's up there. Different style to Nicky and Rob, but similar idea of
15 love.
attacking that first ball quite hard. course, he's playing with Cam later this afternoon. I think they're playing Nino, Marola, and Henry Hemman.
15-all.
Well, I'm sure Nino would enjoy the prospect of playing Camden again.
Yeah,
After playing him in the singles and doing
second
very
time
well.
he's played him this week. Yeah, did very well. He's taken a set off the world champ.
30-15.
Nino, if you're listening, respect.
Well, time please. Worse than 3.
Roller.
(40-15), one chase. Chase is worse
Levi
than 3.
trying something new here to try and just change the momentum, change this.
Yeah, feels like they're trying to put out some new serves here, but I think Rob's seen them all. I think Rob's seen every serve.
I think so.
And hard to surprise him.
(40-15), service lead. Chase. Worse than 3.
Right, worse than 3 to beat. Servers up 40-15.
Worse than 3, correct.
This for 5 love. Good looking serve. It's gone up.
Oh,
Yeah.
On it.
that's what he does.
That's the kind of thing you wouldn't have seen a
And that's
few years ago in
5
doubles.
games to love.
That guy in the forehand corner rushing up the court to cut off the cut volley.
Fault. Time please, thank you.
That's one of the big things that Nick Wood was encouraging when he was giving us that doubles lesson. Oh.
15 love.
Going up the court.
Yeah, in that forehand corner on the serving
I
serving
noticed you were
side.
doing that the other day.
Yes.
First time I've seen you do that.
Yeah, sort of hovering around
4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6.
It is scary when you see Lewis shape up for that fourth.
30 love.
It's a very aggressive looking pose he takes there. Looks like praying mantis style.
Fault.
Classic example of having a racket nice and ready.
Yeah. Striking fear into them. I mean, I'm wincing and we're pretty safe up here. Look at that. Doof.
Balls up, thank you. You happy with those balls?
So as we near the end of this match, the first quarter-final match in
Score is
the
15-30.
championships so far today. What have you thought of the match so far, Josh?
It's been a great match. I think Lewis and Levi have both played well. I don't think they'll be disappointed with how they've done out there. I think it's kind of gone how you would expect. Rob tends to start fairly slowly and then find his way later on. So yeah, 6-5, 6-3 and
Thank you.
currently 5 love.
Fault.
It'll be interesting to see in the next round if they do start with Nikki up or Nikki back, how they play that. Oh,
Is that the camera? Thank you.
let's just clip the camera, which is a stroke.
40-15, one chase. Chase Hazard worse than he up.
And yeah, we'd love to hear your final thoughts. For those of you watching, we've got about 90 viewers at the moment, which is amazing, and it just again it just shows the incredible work Ben Gatenbeek is doing, which we have mentioned, but it's definitely worth a second mention because what he's done has made the British Open this year so much more watchable and accessible for the whole real tennis world. So we're always so thankful the work he's putting in.
Hazard worse than a yard,
and just these numbers are just proving the success of the the time and effort he's put in.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
30-40.
In response to your question about half an hour ago, Jack, about building a player from the 4 shots from these 4, I would definitely take Nicky's ability to force from a ground stroke.
Yeah,
That's something very few players do. Very few players do well. And
half volley force.
Yeah, half volley, or even just a ground stroke. He's just. I mean, normally that's something you teach. That's always a controlled cut shot. But Nicky's just so comfortable running into that and just forcing that ball firm and straight.
Yep.
I think Rob occasionally hits it. Cam occasionally hits it. But I think I think Nicky is the best at that shot.
And what about the other 3?
I wasn't prepared for a follow-up question.
Right.
I only had the one ready to go.
Well, I'd expect a full answer to my question.
Receivers lead,
I'll scramble.
the last gallery.
I'll scramble one together now. I think Levi's. It's not really a shot, but I think his mentality is really good. I think he digs in, he fights really hard.
Yeah. Amazing.
So it's not a shot I would take. It's an aspect of his
whole
of his match
personality
play,
and on court.
Yeah. I mean, Lewis
I agree with that.
Now I'm going to go
Falls.
off-piste again. Lewis's hands.
Yeah.
Not technically a shot, but one part of his gameplay is his ability to improvise and read the ball. He's just so quick. He's so quick to react to that ball. And I mean, Rob Fahey, anything you like. I think
Advantage.
There's the thing with
Let's
Rob,
go.
what every shot he's got is as good as the other, so
let's go, Rob.
makes him such a complete player.
Rob Fahey backhand. I've already taken Nicky's, A type of force.
Set.
Look at that.
There we go.
What a match.
6-5.
The first
6-3,
opportunity with a match
6
point. They take it.
Yep. I mean,
Rob Fahey and Nicky Howell.
those two look pretty comfortable there towards the end. I thought. I definitely don't think Lewis and Levi dropped their level.
Lewis Gordon versus Steve Fagona, John Lumley.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the first set, Levi and Lewis playing absolutely out of their skin to take that 5-2 lead, and the just constant pressure from Nicky and Rob meant that they were just pinned back a little bit more. They couldn't be free flowing with their shots, and as soon as Rob really got into the match, then that was it from there.
Here we go, stats. Right. I mean, the winning gallery count is a big difference there. Again, I think that's almost all Rob. I think Nicky hit a couple. Points won 102 to 68. I mean, that feels about right. Points. I mean, they've served far more points than they've served nearly, not quite double, but not far off. And of those serves, they've won a much higher percentage. Big difference in chase lengths toward the end there. In that first and second set, they were pretty close. But in that last set, they've got first gallery for Lewis and Levi and last gallery for Rob and Nicky. That's interesting.
Where's the camera?
Camera's on us now. There
There's
it is.
the camera,
Look
there
to
it
your
is.
right in that bubble. Hi guys.
Oh, there it is.
Thank you for watching that. I
Took me a while
hope
to
you
find
enjoyed
it.
the match. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. You're stuck with us again for the next one, so you'll hear from us soon.
But yeah, thank you everyone. We have our first semi-finalists in the British Open 2023 Doubles Championships. Rob Fahey and Nicky Howell. They will be back in action on Sunday, I believe, for their semi-final. And we look forward to seeing you in the next match. So thank you again for watching. It's been very enjoyable commentating with Josh. So we will see you very soon.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.